All right, well, we're out here installing that light. It's hot. It's 98 degrees, and I am baking in the sun. This boat is super hot, but we kind of got it set on here, what we're looking for here. This is kind of, it's not screwed in yet. These are bolted down, but you can kind of see where I got it at. I had to make my own spacers to get it up above this light here. This is my directional light that's got to be up front. So I had an old cutting board, and I just cut a couple of chunks out of it with a angle grinder and used that to set for spacers to lift that up a little bit. And I went to 1/4-inch bolts because I don't need these super big ones that they got in here. You can see the size of those bolts. So I went down to one size to 1/4, and from 5/16 I went to 1/4-inch, and I needed the extra length to get past those spacers that are on there, but that is mounted. Also, this sucks for this. Now for car mounts, which is what this is designed for, this is probably okay, but this size of this plug is massive and it wouldn't fit. I'm not drilling that hole is huge. That's like a 1-inch hole I'd have to drill to get that through there. So instead of trying to get those plugs through there, I drilled a hole in there, you can see it in there, and fish that wire through, and I just cut the plugs. I cut these 2 plug ends off, and then we are going to splice these wires together and push them through there so they come out. Now none of this is going to stay here. This is all going to be tucked back in there. These are my 2 power lines that are coming from the switch box back there, and then this is the coming up through here is this whole light wire harness setup, which we are going to run. Once we get these connected, we're going to stuff all that back up here in the very front of the bow. I got a sandbag in here that kind of keeps everything from coming back, and all my gear stays under the deck here. So we're going to push all that stuff up here where it's dead space and leave it there. That switch that you see over there, this is that switch to go from amber to red, or I mean from white light to amber light on this thing for foggy conditions. Right here you can see it, this switch. We are going to mount that right down here. Move this stuff out of the way. We're going to mount that right down here on one of these, on this rib right up here in the corner up here where it's under this and protected from everything weather-wise, where it's right there, easy to get to, and I can just touch that switch and set it like that. I'll show you when we're done, but that's where we're going with that switch. All this stuff will be fed in there. I will crawl under there again and feed this and pull this right on down so it's over there, and then that'll sit underneath there where I got my buttons to be able to turn on and off my colored lights that we're going to run. Now they'll always stay on white probably, but when I need to switch to amber I can hit that button. Otherwise I have my switch panel, my switch box, you can see right there mounted in here, that I mounted right there, that's running everything. It's got a USB charger in it as well too. It's got the see I already got the bilge pump. I put a brand new bilge pump in this. You can see my mount. See how cool that mount is? So bilge pumps are a disposable item. They go out pretty regularly, especially here where you're cleaning your boat out with bleach regularly and stuff like that. So I made that bracket that I can just strap or zip tie any bilge pump to, and it works really, really good, and it's been fantastic. This is my 3rd bilge pump in here, but so that's set up and just runs, and I use a C-clamp right here to make it easy. But we got the bilge pump wired in. We got the stern light, or the stern light right here, anchor light wired in and set and all that. I just got to put one more zip tie to hold this stuff to that little clamp right under there to do. But we are wired in, and then the 2 lines that I fished all the way through there, those 2 lines are these 2 white ones coming out of here. Okay, these fish sticks, I've told you before, these little fish sticks right here are a lifesaver for all of this stuff. But those are going to power, these coming up here are powering this light on one switch, and then these lights, the nav lights, on another switch. So that's how that's going to be set up. We still got, but like I said, these plugs, too stupid big to fit through here on the car. It would have been great. I originally wanted to take this light and set it for tonight for purposes. I was going to take it and set it and clamp it on the front of the Jeep here, and then just touch the wires to the battery to show you what this would look like out there, and then do it on the boat. But honestly, with how hard this is that I had to cut that plug off, and how hard it was to reach all the way up into here, believe it or not, to get my arm through that hole was near impossible, and I cannot reach up there from underneath this to get to there. It gets too narrow here. I can't do it. So basically it was near impossible, and it was an adventure. I had to take this wrench, I had to put tape on the end of it and tape the nut on, reach up, hold it. My arm is shredded. You can see my arm is wrecked from being up in there, and I'm not taking it back off to put it on a Jeep. So what we're going to do is I'll test it on here in a driveway, and then we'll test it on the water. Well, I'll show you that stuff when it's done, but I wanted to put it on a Jeep for you, just to set it on there so you can see, but such is life. It just didn't work out that way. It is what it is. But like I said, I bought it for the boat. This is what we wanted this for. This is making this boat a hunt-ready boat, and I need to have this light on there in order for where I hunt in these swamps with all the dangers, and then the navigation factor through the cypress swamps and stuff like that. This is going to be a gold mine for me. So we'll keep you posted as we get it, but all we got to do right now, like I said, we got that mounted on there. We are so close to being done. We just got to reconnect these, or splice all these wires together, drop them down through that hole that we got in there, and then connect those to these, and at that end, and connect these blue and white wires, which are this one, and then run our switch, and then we should be pretty much all set. But like I said, it's brutal hot out here right now, 98 degrees. I am sweating like crazy. I am tired. I'm going in the house, have a glass of water, and relax for a minute, and then I'll come back out and we'll finish that, and we'll show you when we got her all wrapped up for you. All right, we got the boat done, and we are right now flooding it just to clean it out. Any metal shavings or any of that kind of stuff in there, we're kind of flooding it. Let it run. I got the plug in. I'll show you the bilge pump here, though. We got our switch set right here. Oh, look, the gas tank's even floating. Wow. But there's our switch set. You can see they all got these cool stickers on them, so I know what they are. Hit the bilge pump, our Tsunami bilge pump down there. And there it is, running, spitting out like crazy. Working like a champ. Right there. Nice, quiet, and gets the job done. So bilge pump working great on the switches. Anchor light, we hit that. There's our anchor light over there, on, off. Right there, sweet and easy. We got our red and our nav lights right there. It's kind of got its own little sticker right there for nav lights, and we got that light bar. And then this is pretty cool here too. We also have a USB and a USB-C, I believe, in there. So you can charge your phone here while we're out there fishing and stuff like that too. There we go, and it tells you your voltage. So pretty sweet setup. I like this little light kit right here. See, it was pretty simple to wire in. Hit the wires here, ran the two front ones there. Let's pull the plug on this dude now that you saw the bilge pump works like a champ, and we can start draining this. And in this, then let me put this hose away here that we're filling up the boat with, and I'll be right back with you. All right, so there it is right there, and you can see here we are wired into our nav light. I love this one. This is the one I used for bow fishing for many years. I can't even remember who makes this. Does it say on here? It doesn't even say, and I can't remember, but I've been using this same one like this on all my bow fishing boats for the last 15 years. It's pretty indestructible, and it just bends right out of the way on this mount. Love it. Like I said, it's been incredible light, and I think it was like 80 bucks or something. But like I said, best light I've ever used. We got our wire set. We got our switch panel in, and that is all set right there. And simple setup. Hopefully this way it holds up better, but we got it all right there running. We got our two front wire lines running right through there. We come up here. Here's the light itself, okay? We have the light set right here. We got our little bases. We got the hole underneath there where the wires are going down through. Our nav lights. You can see how the spacers raise that up above that nav light. That's what I wanted, just to give it a little kick to get that right over top of that. That's what I was shooting for. And then we have our switch, which you cannot see. I'm going to try to show you. But our switch for the lights, I'm going to hope you can see this right there. Can you see that anywhere? You put you on wide real quick, and so maybe make it easier. But I mounted it right here on that panel right there. So it's tucked in on that rib. So it's tucked in on that rib and out of the way and hidden there, but I can still reach right under here like this and just hit either one I want. So I got both buttons right there. Now what's cool about this light, I can actually, and I'll show you tonight, but I can actually on this light run both. I can run either the white LED or the amber LED, or the white and the amber LED, which is probably what I'm going to do. It's a pretty sweet setup. So I'll turn it on right now. Let's see if you can see something here. But we come over here to our switch and we look at the one it is LED, or for the front light, we turn it on. It is on. My God, you can see the sign just glowing through that Main Street sign over there from this thing. But right now I have it on both. So right now we're getting both chipsets. We got the whites and we got the ambers, and you'll see this better tonight. But we got white and amber chipsets going. If I come over here and I touch one of these buttons under here, we'll do the top one, see what that turned off. So now we are pure amber. You can see the difference. Okay, and then if I turn that one, the other one back on, and I turn the bottom one off, now we are pure white. You can see pure white. And if I come over here and I turn that one back on, now we are both amber and white. running together. So we're going to see what this is all about tonight after dark. We will let you know and keep you informed. But like I said, install was pretty easy on a Jeep. This would have been super easy because you don't got to fight with all this getting up in the deck in here and messing with all that crap. So it would have been a heck of a lot easier than it is to try and mount it on a boat. But like I said, still was not too bad. Very simple, straightforward. Mine, again, did not come with any directions. It did not come with anything, simply because of the fact that we were in trouble from the fact that my whole box and everything was ruined. I probably could have sent Novsight a thing and told them I need something for that, but I don't need it, so we were all good. But there it is right there. I'm gonna go turn that off. They give you 2 different ways to mount this too, which is sweet. You got the different mounting setups. We're gonna come over here and kill that button. I like this whole setup. And this was not an expensive setup, but now it's set up for the, ready to roll. But they also give you somewhere in here, where did I put them? They give you right here, maybe? No, those are those. What's that? No, those are the originals. And right here. So they give you a whole nother set of mounting brackets. Again, I did not have directions, so I don't know how you're going to use these, but these are adjustables. See, they got a notch right here in the back, so you would slip them in and you could mount them here on the back and have this thing pivot that way. I have it set this way so I can still pivot it, but these are another form of mounting depending on your vehicle that they give you in here. Again, I do not have the directions to show you how that works because they did not come with mine. But like I said, Novsight, the quality of these lights, unreal. I mean, just straight up unbelievable. I love their lights on here and the way they are done. I have, like I said, my pod lights right here. These things have been phenomenal, going very strong. I straight up love them. Here's those stickers that they give you for that switch panel. That thing is sweet. Look at all these, and these glow through. So at night, the lights come through these, and they give you all these different switch options. That's pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited about that. And I think that switch thing was like 29 bucks. But you can see, like I said, these Novsights have been on here for a couple months, and I love them. They are flawless. They don't get any moisture in them. Even down here in the humid south, they are holding up absolutely incredible, and I have zero doubts that this one here will be any different, and that hopefully will light up my world out there and let me get through those cypress swamps without hitting stuff and be able to navigate which channel I got to take when, and turn left at this tree and turn right at that tree, and all the stuff I got to do for all the hunting that I do out there. And I'm going to use this boat for so much deer hunting and hog hunting this year, as well as fishing, that it's going to just be indispensable to have this system on here. James has a different brand he got from Harbor Freight, but he has a light on the front of his boat, and it's been phenomenal for him. It was really cool when we were out there hunting, so I definitely wanted to have one of these. And it's funny, these simple things, because if you remember, I'm coming from a guy, I am a guy that spent, in Michigan, I built 4 bow fishing boats with custom made HPS lights all the way around this thing that were 4,000 watts each. The big parking lot lights that I paid $1,600 to have them custom made, and ballasts underneath, and all the stuff I did, and all the light setups. And yet I'm super excited about something as simple as a little 8-inch light bar and my new switch system. Pretty interesting, but this thing is pretty. I'm so fired up to try this thing out. And tonight after dark, we will do this. We will lower the boat down so you can see. We'll move the cars. We'll light this whole thing up. We'll see what it's all about. And then when we get it on the water, you'll see it there too. But super simple setup. Like I said, you've seen the specs rolling through here already for you. But very, very, very impressive light bar right there for sure. And I love that I get both amber and white, and they give me a switch to let me run amber and white together, or just the white chips, or just the amber chips. That is pretty cool. And like I said, we mounted that and just tucked it in underneath there, buried away, where it's out of the rain, out of the elements, but yet still very easy to get to. There it is right there. You can see it tucked right up on that rib, safe and secure, out of everything, and yet so simple and functional. So there you go. We'll be back in a little bit with some reviews on this thing when it's dark. All right, so here we are outside. It's nighttime. We got the light here. I got my light on me so you can kind of see here what's going on. But we got the car behind me with some street lights or headlights on out there we're going to use for comparison. We have the light itself right here, and we're going to fire this up. And I'm going to show you the differences. But first off, we're going to compare it to the 4Runner. With the 4Runner headlights kind of there again, I'm kind of on the same angle. It is what it is, because like I said, I'm doing the best I can here as far as this goes. But we are going to turn this on and see what it's going to do out there for us. Love this factor. Let me turn that little light off. Hold on. See how it lights up over there on my switch panel? I love that factor. You can see it right there. Pretty sweet setup. So we're gonna go over there, hit the light switch, and we're gonna make a comparison based on what we got going on out here. So let's see what happens. Coming over this way. Let's turn on, which one is it? This one here. And here we go, watch. There's our light with the ambers and the white light. Okay, you can see it there. Let's turn it off. There it is right there. Much brighter than the headlights, as you can see. Leave it on for a second. Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at that compared to the headlights that are over here's headlights. This is this boat light. That thing is pretty, that thing's screaming pretty good. Looks like we got to turn that down a little lower too, because with the where the angle of the boat is, we're going to make some adjustments here a little bit. Hold on. About like so. That's about where I want that at, because again, when I'm thinking this is about the level we're going to be riding at as far as a boat angle, kind of thing like that. So that's why I got that set there. But you can see there, now if we turn off, let's go get the switch here. And let's turn off one of these. Okay, there's just the ambers. Okay, so you can see that there. That is just the amber light. And let's turn this one off. That's all off. Let's turn off, which one? That's the ambers. Let's turn off the ambers. Turn on the whites. Well, they're screaming pretty good right there. That is pretty impressive. Good beam pattern too. I mean, I like that right there. We're going to turn off the headlights here in a second to show you. But when you compare those two, again, look at the difference between here and there. Those are the headlights of my 4Runner, which are LED, versus this one. So this has got some serious punch to it here, and it's kicking pretty dang good. There's no doubt about it. So, and then we kick both of them on. Where's my switch? All right, there's whites alone, white with amber together combined. So pretty impressive there. You get both. So, all right, what we're going to do now is I'm going to turn off the 4Runner, and we can compare them there. So hold on. While we're waiting for the headlights to turn off from the 4Runner, there's the light itself, you can see, which is pretty dang blinding. I'm not going to lie. I mean, that is brutal hard to look at. That is brutal hard to look at. I mean, that thing's throwing some light. Okay, so those have turned off now officially. And we look out here, and look at that. That is pretty impressive right there. I mean, that's pretty sweet. I'm not going to lie. That is pretty cool. And it's, you know, it seems like it's going a pretty good pattern-wise out there. Remember, I mean, that's realistically in front of the, I mean, that's, I got you on ultra-wide mode. That's only, this is starting about probably 8 feet in front of the boat and really starting to do pretty good. So, very impressive there. We're going to go through those modes again here for you real fast. Put you back on there. And so you can see, here's kind of like right down the center of the boat. There's all white. There's white and amber. There's all amber. So that's, like I said, going to be pretty nice in the fog to deal with in the fog to have. That's kind of nice having both, actually. You can see the difference there. And it looks like the amber actually kicks up a little higher. See, it kicks up higher. You got the white down low. Then the amber reflects up higher. When I turn the white off, see how it's kind of, it's there. But I kind of like them both. I like that. I like them both being on. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool to have. So that's that beam pattern for this thing. But like I said, it's screaming. I mean, this thing is pretty serious here. So like I said, here's our, you know, right there, a few steps in. But look at, I mean, this thing is throwing some light. I mean, some serious light. Even look at the sign, my Main Street sign up there, just glowing through the trees. I mean, this thing is screaming. I mean, look at all the way down the whole street over there. All this stuff over here. So it's got a, I mean, man, oh man. We are not playing around right there. That is a pretty wicked light. I mean, that is pretty serious. And it's covering some ground, that's for sure. So it's covering some space. So very impressive. You can see the bolts right there, kicking in right here. Look at that. Very impressive. I like it. I'm very happy with it. It's doing exactly what I want, and it's Novsight quality. So very impressive, and I think we got that angle about spot on. Let's see when this car goes by, just for the heck of it. Watch this thing hit this beam pattern. Look at that. I mean, that's it's throwing light in a pretty good angle too. I mean, it's actually very impressive. It's going to reach right down the rivers really well, or in front of you, in front of your car or a truck that you put it on very well, and light up the road really good. You got good spill off to both sides over here, which is impressive. I mean, that's lighting all the way over to that car over there too. So I'm impressed. I am super impressed. So there's the beam pattern for you. That thing's it. That's it right there. She's screaming, and I like this angle. I think is about where I want it to be. Now, I might get a little interference coming off of this, as you can see. You know, is that making a difference on here? I don't know if it is or not, but I don't have a choice. I need that light on there. That has to be there for me, so for my nav lights. But this is going to be a game changer for me in the swamps, to be able to have this kind of navigation through there and be able to see. And like I said, I'm really excited about the double beam pattern. And I have the option for both. Like I said, it's pretty cool. But when I turn off that one and run just that, that's probably pretty sweet too, especially when you're in a real thick cypress and stuff like that, to get less glare and less bounce back off of the trees and stuff and the water in there. But it's definitely pretty sweet having both of them on. This one here, like I said, is pretty cool. That's what most people are going to go with. Something similar to that kind of a setup, and it's not bad. But I think having kicking in the ambers, I think that's a perfect mix. I am so excited about this spill and what we're getting out of this and how even that light is. It is going to be absolutely amazing on the water. So there you go. That's our review of this Novsight 8-inch LED bar with both amber and the white light on there. I can show you here too if you want to see combined, just to see how they're working together. Here, let me find where you're at. Right there. Okay, so you can see you got the ambers and the whites happening. I'm going to kind of hold it to the side. Right there, amber and white at the same time. And now if we're going to come over here and I'm going to kick off one of them so we can take down one. Let's take down, so this is amber only. You can see the amber only going on there. Again, I'm trying to not get you blown out right in front of it here, you know, where you're going to get hit with it. But so I'm trying to hold it to the side. Now we're going to go to the white only. Let me turn that. Hang on here. There's the white, amber off. And there is the white only. So God, it's blinding. It's straight up blinding. It is just brutal blinding. I mean, it is unbelievably blinding. And then we're going to put them back on together. And there they both are, and that's how they're going to ride. And it's pretty cool with that little switch that I got in here. You can see that it actually shows you what I have turned on there. You can see how the stickers I put on light up on the top when it's on, showing me that that's the light mode on there. So pretty sweet setup. I'm pretty impressed with this. Very, very excited. Look at that. I mean, this thing's screaming. Car just went through. It was like going through a spotlight area. This thing, there's some serious power to this thing. Not gonna lie, it's putting out some serious light. So, all right, and we're gonna just use that for a second while I finish this up for you. And we turn it this way, but that basically is going to be our light setup for you and cover this, and it's going to be the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, links will be down below. You can check all this stuff out. I had the specs running for you, but if you were putting this thing on a vehicle, on a truck, a car, or on a boat or anything like that, this is very, very impressive. This thing is serious. I'm not playing around. It's pretty sweet, not gonna lie. So all right, thanks for watching.